On paper, Stygian Onslaught had everything we have been begging whoever's for. Tough boss fights, co-op play, and rewards that are actually worth grinding. For a moment, I thought we are actually getting something like Deadly Assault from CCC, which I enjoy. But just like always, the concept was there and the execution missed the mark. Don't get me wrong, I still enjoy the mode. When it first came out, I spent like 2 to 3 hours trying to clear the fearless difficulty. But honestly, that was just too much for a F2P player like me. I even waited a whole patch before making this video, hoping they would fix some of the issues, but no. So let's discuss the issues that I have found. The easy fixes that could make this mode way much fun. The first big problem is that Weavers is treating this mode like just another event. And here's why I say that. Yes, they let us farm artifacts in Stygian Onslaughts, which is actually a great feature and something I've been using a lot personally. But for some reason, artifact farming is only available for 10 days. I have no idea why they decided to limit it just like that. If they are going to let us farm, at least make it like half the patch, not just a week and a half. And then there's the event schedule itself. Instead of adding Stygian Onslaught alongside the usual events we get every budget, they actually removed one event to make space for it. And honestly, I think the reason it's just to keep the total Primogen count the same as before. I really don't get why they keep doing this. Giving us 2 extra pulls isn't going to kill the game. Even in Natland, they have been increasing the pulls given to us in each version. They still keep doing this weird Primo balancing act. So yeah, on paper we actually got a permanent game mode, but in reality we lost an event to make it happen. And that makes it feel like a bonus edition and more like a trade-off. It's disappointing because when permanent content replaces temporary events, the whole version ends up feeling less packed and less exciting overall. So there is an easy fix for this. Just increase the artifact farming period to at least half the patch and bring back another event so it actually feels like we have added something instead of replacing it. That way Stygian Onslaught becomes a genuine endgame mode. Another thing that bugs me is like this is yet another game mode where you are fighting the timer itself more than the actual enemies. Now I get it, timers are kind of essential part of endgame content. They push you to get better rotations, optimize your team comms and execute those rotations perfectly. But here's the thing, it's not fun anymore. It's not about surviving against a tough enemy or making use of the elemental system, which is actually the core part of the game. It's about squeezing as much DPS as humanly possible before the count hits zeros. That's frustrating because some players, especially F2Ps, can have amazing skill and game sense, but if you don't have enough time, enough raw damage numbers, the time punishes you anyways. And instead of feeling like an actual unique challenge, it ends up feeling like Spiral Abyss with boss mode. And don't even get me started on the zero energy nonsense. Whose bright idea was it to make us start fights with empty bursts? In the current roster, only Mauvika and Skirk can really take advantage of that setup. And for everyone else, it's just an unnecessary handicap. Let us start with full burst so we can actually jump into the action. Remove the timer entirely so we can finally have one endgame mode. We can focus on enjoying the fight itself without looking at the clock. This one's a big deal for motivation for F2B players, which are a large part of the community. The rewards are just too low for the amount of time and effort the mode takes. If you are going to make permanent high difficulty mode, payout should feel worth it. Right now, it's nowhere near as rewarding as the Spiral Abyss. I think it should at least be somewhat close to the Spiral Abyss, like around 700 to 800 Primogems. So players actually feel incentivized to come back every reset rather than just for artifact farming bonus. Yeah, Stygian Onslaught supports co-op, but not for the higher difficulties, which is ironic because high difficulty fights are exactly where you would want to team up with your friends for defeating the boss. And even when you can co-op, Genshin co-op system itself just isn't built for optimal performance. In single player, you have full control. You can swap between all your 4 characters, tailor your team to the fight and choose the characters yourself. But in co-op, you are stuck with controlling just one character and you have no guarantee your teammate will bring the right picks for the challenge. It's a massive downgrade in flexibility. And the result, it's almost always more efficient to just play solo because you can manage your entire team yourself, which kind of defeats the purpose of adding co-op in the first place. And the solution for it is just let co-op be available for all difficulties, at least till fearless. And then add a simple pre-match, pre-phase where players can actually see other team comps and adjust before logging in. And to make co-op rewarding and accessible, provide special work like increased energy recharge or extra damage multipliers so people are incentivized to try co-op. This is something I personally really want to see in Stygian Onslaught. More boss choices. Right now, the bosses in this mode feel less like true skill challenges and more like elemental reaction checks. If you happen to have the right characters to counter them, great. The fight can be really fun. But if you don't, well, good luck grinding it out with suboptimal damage and watching the timer slowly drain away. Imagine instead we had a selection of, let's say, 5 different bosses and we could pick 3 we wanted to take on. That would instantly make the mode way more fun, more strategic and way more accessible, especially for free-to-play players who might not have every meta character for these modes. Lastly, the buffs. On paper, buffs should make you feel strong, like you're gaining an edge on a tough fight. But in Stygian Onslaught, these so-called buffs, the exalted ones, are kind of underwhelming. Right now, they just give like 20% HP, attack and defense to certain characters and that's it. Not only is 20% pretty tame for a high difficulty mode, but the bigger issue is that these buffs only apply to a certain limited set of characters. If you don't own those characters or just don't like playing them, the buff might as well not exist. That's a wasted opportunity. Buffs should be broader and more meaningful. Something that benefits all characters that are viable for the boss, not just a selected few. Better yet, make them improve reactions rather than just stats on specific units like they do in IT. At the end of the day, Stygian Onslaught isn't a bad mode. Far from it. The problem is it feels like whoever's got 70% of the way there and then just stopped. With just a few tweaks, this could be the kind of content we actually look forward to every patch. I really hope they make those changes, and honestly with how much they have been improving things in Natlan, I'm still optimistic. Maybe it won't be next patch or after that, but I think there is a really good chance we will see this mode evolve and improve. Anyway, those are my thoughts. What about you? Have you been grinding stage 4 or 5 or do you just stop after grabbing the primos? Let me know your experiences and the changes you would like to see. Thanks for watching and I will see you next time. Peace.